Hey everybody, it's Alan again, and we're going to do another 2-for-1. It's 2 artists, 1 song, and today we are going to hit both the Specer Davis Group and Chicago, and we're going to do the song I'm a Man. Now, the original version by Specer Davis Group and the cover version by Chicago weren't released that far apart from one another. Very, very, very close, actually, within a few years. So the similar stylings, but different instrumentation. And obviously, Steve Winwood's voice is just huge. Whereas Chicago takes it as a trio, where you have all 3 members, all 3 lead vocalists taking a verse. So let's check it out. I know there's people out there who prefer the Specer Davis version. There are people out there who prefer the Chicago version. I think both versions are great, so I could listen to either one anytime without hesitation. Anyway, let's check them out. All right, first up, Specer Davis Group with their version of I'm a Man. Just think about that for 1 second. Steve Winwood was a teenager, and he had that burly and deep and magical of a voice. It's incredible. Let's keep going. If I had my choice in life, I would rather be with Ted, going close and gentle chatter, showing where our minds are at, and relating to each other. Just how strong the will can be, in resisting all their problems with each groovy trick we see. I'm a man, yes I am, and I can't help but love you so. No, no, but I'm a man, yes I am, and I can't help but love you so. I mean, that fade out is incredible, but you can pretty much bet that they played another 3 or 4 minutes in the studio before they actually stopped playing, you know. So the jam was definitely happening there, right? Anyway, let's get on to the Chicago version. All right, so here we go with the Chicago version. Now, you can kind of hear in the 2 recordings the difference that a few years would make regarding, you know, recording technology and capability. I think the Chicago version being recorded here in the U.S., you've got more tracks available to them. So there's a different ability to pan the instrumentation out a little bit wider. And so each individual instrument, even all the percussion pieces, have a very clear place in the mix. Whereas the Specer Davis version recorded earlier, it's a little bit more on top of one another. I don't think they had, again, as many tracks that they could work with for the recording process. So, again, I don't have a favorite one way or the other. I think the Chicago version's a little bit more pleasing to the ear because, the instrumentation is spread out a little bit further across the stereo field. But, again, I think both versions are incredible. So let's check out Chicago, I'm a Man. I mean, just in that buildup, you can hear, the separation of the instruments. All the percussion stuff is over on this side, and it's obviously it's the tambourine and the wood blocks and the go-go bells, all just right on top of one another. But you can hear them separately from the drum part, which is over on this side, and then of course the bass is sort of sitting there, right of center, and the guitar comes in and it's overpowering, and the keyboard's over here. So, I mean, there's just a different layering of the individual instruments, which then makes the build-up, in my opinion, a bit more clean. Let's go back just a little bit and keep going. before we get into the interlude here. I love the 3 different voices, one singing each verse. Love the fact that they're going to come back in later and repeat verse 2 and verse 3. They've pulled the song out, so they've really, really taken to heart the jam that this song actually is. And the backing harmony is being done by the horn section that's not playing horns, but playing percussion is wonderful. So they've captured all of the basic essence of the first song, the first version, but with the ability to have 3 different vocalists singing it. And they've really, really just embraced the jam session part of it. The fact that these guys came out of the box with their first album and insisted to the record company that it be a double album is incredible. But also the fact that almost every song off of the first album is a banger is just incredible. And then they follow it up with another double album for the second one, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth. I mean, the first 11 Chicago albums are double albums, which, you know, it's just astonishing that they had that much creativity and that much artistic talent to do 11 double albums in a time period where, you know, not common at all. Let's just face it. Let's go back a little bit and then go into that percussion section. Seraphim on the drums, and then everybody else in the band picking up percussion instruments to jam along. for some reason, Danny Seraphim isn't typically mentioned amongst the talk of the great drummers from the 60s and 70s. And I really think it's kind of a shame. I mean, you know, we all know, you know, Ginger Baker and Mitch Mitchell and John Bonham, and, you know, the list goes on and on. But for some reason, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, I think. And I think he's a tremendous percussionist. And anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. Feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. We can talk about it and see